All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:59 in the morning of January 25th, 2022, and this is my pre-market strategy session. So today I have SRRA on watch here. Let's take a look at it on the 10-minute. So now SRRA came out with a headline that says Sierra Oncology's momelotinib reduces bone marrow cancer symptoms in phase 3 trial. So phase 3, I mean, that's really quite a way, and that's I think there's on average it takes a company to go through the phases. It takes more than 5 years, and then they find out whether they get FDA approval or not. So, phase 3, this represents a fairly large milestone. Now, passing phase 3 with the FDA clearance, it's going to be a really big deal for this company. Right now, it's catching a bid on that. In the past, I would have said, yeah, this thing, I'm looking for an entry. It's going to be a momentum trade and da-da-da-da-da-da. But lately, the way things have been going, it seems that small cap biotech and small cap momentum, which are often biotechs, really just haven't been working well at all. And so, I put a Fibonacci on this, and if you look at the top of the Fibonacci there, it extends past the topping tail, this candle that occurred here at 7:30 in the morning. Let me take that off here, make it a little bit easier to see. You see the top of this gray line right here is above that topping tail. And so what I like to do is I like to double the previous close price and then see where things are going from there. As of right now, it's trying to hang on to 50%, which it's below right now. Now, if I put it down to the top, we're just above 50%. I'm not going to do that though. I want to stay with the original Fibonacci there. And usually when something is struggling pre-market to stay above the 50% level, that usually means it's just going to trail off for the rest of the day. We'll have to see where it opens. Check out where SRA opens, but I mean, my guess would be that it does something like that for most of the day. Maybe something a little bit more like that for the rest of the day. But we'll see. I just small cap momentum just really hasn't been doing well at all for a long time. Let's do this. I'll see how close I am at the end of the day. Where's the 9:30? There it is, right there. So let's say it opens up right here at the 50. At 9:30, it'll run up and then spend the rest of the day doing something like that. Okay, I'll come back and see how accurate my prediction is. So I might trade SRRA if it decides to start behaving with momentum and so forth. But my guess is that I probably won't trade it. It'll probably just be kind of sitting there for the day. I could be wrong, of course. Let's see if we can. Anyway, all right. Does that end? No, that doesn't. That's not right. Let me tweak this just a little bit more here. Let's see where the 1600 is right there. So let's see. Okay. All right. That's my prediction for SRRA today. And so then the rest of the ones. The low end of Tesla's range is at $901. That doesn't mean that these ranges change on a daily basis, and so that doesn't mean that it can't go lower. And certainly go much lower than 901. It's just a spot where that's more for short covering than it is a long trade. I'd be more interested in shorting Tesla when it gets up above 1,000 here, if it can get to the top end of its risk range. And that's really kind of what I'm waiting for. Here's Amazon. Here's the risk range on Amazon. And really what I'm waiting for is for these things. And I might have to wait, 2 or 3 weeks for these things to get to back into their top, to get back to the top end of their range for a shorting opportunity. And we'll take a look here on the SPY. So, and this is really, this is a terrific bounce. I actually caught this in both directions yesterday for a trade, and I did quite well yesterday, actually. And let's see here on the. We'll go to the 10-minute, and it was right down here. I was like, I was adjusting. So here's a pivot. It actually shows up better on the 5-minute. Let me go back to the 5-minute here. The pivots are a lot more obvious on the 5-minute. There they are. Yep. So here's a pivot right here. And here's a pivot right here. So it put in this morning pivot right here. It put in this pivot right here. And I was like, okay, well, there's my pivot. So if it goes below that pivot, I know, I can get bearish right there. And it did it for me. And so I made some money on the downside there, right? And so I was watching the pivots. I was just kind of keeping track of the pivots. And so, and I actually added, here's another pivot. And so when it broke down below that pivot again, I added a little bit. And I started taking profit. Actually, I started taking profit on the whole thing once it started popping up past this pivot again right here. Or actually, once it started breaking even right here on this pivot. That's where I started taking profit. And I was like, well, okay, so if we can get, above this pivot and retest and move higher, then, I've got a trade there. There's a trade to the upside there. And let's go. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. So I was like, okay. So I'll start going long here. And I caught, I believe I started buying right in here. I was long 8 contracts. I had 8 SPY contracts, call contracts at 4:30, and it ran up here to 4:26, and that's where I let it go. I really didn't think that it was going to make this huge move that it did yesterday, which it did. So I made a profit in this range right here. Let's see. So I made a profit in this range right here. And, was essentially, I missed the majority of this move right here. I missed the entirety of this move right here. So, did I leave a lot of money on the table? Yeah. Oh, yeah, big time. But, I made money too. So, I can't complain, but I definitely, I got in at a good spot, for all my trades, and they were all profitable. Not all of them, actually, sorry. There were a couple I got ground up a little bit right in here. I got ground up a little bit right in there. But not bad. I kept the losses minimal. I think my losses on the day were like about $200. My gains were 1,700. So, all right. What's going to happen today? If I were to guess, I would guess that things are going to be a little bit more calm today. Things are going to be a little bit quieter today. Of course, again, I could be wrong, but it's looking to me like this is going to be like kind of an area of consolidation, sort of like the consolidation that happened over here. I think that same thing is going to happen, over here for a few days at least. We'll get some consolidation, some back and forth. Get some people ground up in the action in there. So the trades that I pick in this range are going to be really, really careful picks, and they'll be most likely they'll be the downside. I'll look for opportunities to get into put positions, and I'll be using the relative strength index strategy that I like so much. All right. So then next up. Oh, I didn't go over Bitcoin yesterday. It was really interesting. So here's Bitcoin. Right. So yeah, let's look at it on the daily. And it really came right down into this. There's this support level right here that I've had drawn now since, since at least May of 2021. A little bit more. There was a little bit less little bit more than 9 months, a little bit less than 9 months, 8 months, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it came down to the support level and found support and bounced away pretty much big time after it lost 42,000 right there. 42,000 was the mark that I was looking at, and so technically speaking, this was the confirmation candle. This little doji right here. It's not actually a doji, but really close to a doji. Let's see, its open was 41,853 and its close was 41,845. So it's not a perfect doji, but a red close after the first red close below and then a red close confirmation below is technically where you could start going short on this thing. And then right here, close below, and then confirmation below, and then the big tumble, and so on and so on. So it's still bearish. It is bearish under here, it could bounce up and down, quite a bit. I think it's range bound in here for a little bit, but to the downside is the direction of resolve. So I'm bullish, or I'm sorry, I'm bearish Bitcoin right now until the economic sort of environment changes to be we're more bullish. We've got growing rates of GDP and of inflation. Until that happens, it's bearish out there. So my bias is to the downside on pretty much everything except for utilities, real estate, so on and so on, all the safety plays. But then after that, I'm looking for opportunities. I'm looking for the run, the run up in order to short it. So for example, let's go back here to the SPY. Yeah, so the SPY, I'm looking for an opportunity for it to, run up, and then I short it. That's basically about it. In the risk range, let's see. Let me pull up the risk range real quick. Yeah, so if the SPY were to somehow today, I doubt it would happen, but if it were to somehow make it up to 45.73 today, I would be shorting the SPY. This is the S&P, but I'd be shorting the SPY big time if the S&P can make it up that far today. If it doesn't in the next couple of weeks or so, then I'll really be looking for a heavy trade, a big trade on the SPY. All right. So that's pretty much everything that's going on today, I think. Anyway, all right. Yeah. Good luck out there. Keep your wrists tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you tomorrow. I am out.